Good morning, hello and welcome all of you to my YouTube channel Animals and Pets with Partha. Well, the first phase of dog shows are really in full go, and all over the country there are Indian judges who are judging their dog shows. And the first test is proven. The moment you have honest judging, you see that the entries at dog shows are growing. These very dog shows, we used to have these foreign judges who were all cooked up and all bribed to come. Most of them were bribed to come to India to put up certain dogs owned by certain people. We started losing entries, and that was very unfortunate. But anyway, the pandemic has given us an opportunity to prove ourselves. And some of the judges who've judged all across the country, and I'm sure will be re-invited in different parts in time to come. With the influence of the syndicate not on at the present because of court orders and things like that, and the corruption that was rampant, which was organized by the syndicate along with all his sycophants across the country, had actually degraded the Indian shows in the international scenario. But I would like to tell all these judges, see, you need to learn, you need to start learning somewhere. And well, if you started judging, that's good enough. That's the best place where you can start your learning. You will be doing right things and the wrong things. You will be appreciated and not appreciated. Specifically, there's one danger that most of them will face is when you go to a dog show, you have some of the richest people also around that area, or who might be showing their dogs under you, and they may have a lot of control over the club. Now, unless you put their dogs up, it might become very difficult for you to be re-invited again to that club. This problem is there world over, especially in Asian countries, not in Australia, not in New Zealand, not in most of Europe, or also in many other countries. I'm sure the dog game is nice and healthy, but we actually made our dog game and brought it to such a disastrous situation due to this syndicate who actually manipulated and doctored and engineered everything for his personal gains through a group of sycophants. The starting point, see, in everything you have a right thing and the wrong thing. You have the do's and the don'ts. I'll just tell you one small paragraph. Actually, when I started learning English from my English language teacher in senior school in St. Xavier's, Hazaribagh, in class 8 we had the first class was going to be taken by an English language teacher, not the English literature teacher, but language. So he was late Father Grogan, a very respected and a very, very good teacher. So he walked in on the first day of the class, and he came and went up to the blackboard and he took a piece of chalk and he wrote one sentence: how not to write. And then he dictated to us what I am going to relate to you now. Well, it's been many, many years, but I still, from my memory, it's not all gone away. I'll try and recite that paragraph. So you will understand that the language I'm speaking to you and the language that I am going to tell you now are vastly different. And that is the language you should not talk or you should not write. Means I am talking of the dog world. You should be knowing what exactly you need to do and what exactly you don't need to do. Well, it goes like this. Just listen to this paragraph, and it is interesting and amusing. Sartorially inclined and extraordinarily rejuvenated, the prognosticators of meteorological conditions departed from the emporium in taximeter cabriolet. The penultimate vehicle, however, collided with an equine quadruped, suffering from melancholia, senile degeneration and dental defectiveness. His pecuniary value was subsequently nil. Well, this has a meaning. However, meaning, whatever meaning it may convey, but this is not correct. So, in dog show, you need to be able to comprehend. You need to justify what you're doing. You need to have reasons to put a dog up and the reasons to put a dog down. And it is all relative. So there is a lot of things one needs to really know when he's judging. The other thing that one needs to keep in mind, the judges, the new upcoming judges, is that don't be influenced by the social media. Because in the social media you will see lots of dogs being advertised, so many country champion, that country champion, this country champion, then a very well-dressed handler, and then you realize who is the owner and all that. So if you keep all that in mind, and if you go and do you're influenced by all these things going on, okay, if I don't put up this person's dog, I will not be called back to the show, or that's the top winning dog, how can I put it down? But then this is a disadvantage that the new judges of this era are facing. But when we started into dogs and started judging, there was no social media. So every time we went to a dog show ground, we knew nothing about it. And my mentor told me that even if you are judging the same dog on the following day, give it a good look through again as if you're judging a new dog. These are various little things that you must keep in mind. So if you're judging maybe for over 2 days that I just mentioned, and you're judging maybe most of the dogs maybe same, or at least the top dog, but give them a better look. And then on that day the performance of course does matter. The other thing, keep in mind that in India, dog shows were so badly manipulated that you had the same damn dog, a bad dog, and traveling from this part of the country to that part of the country, which is like several hours of flight and this and that. Then and all these rich people travel with cheerleaders. They have people to clap and support and shout so that the dog show gets influenced. The judges are intimidated and things like that, and given an impression that this is the best dog in the ground, because that's the only dog they will clap for. And all this is very expensive. It's not cheap. It doesn't happen in other countries. India, certain people have so much money that they are able to spend this kind of money to travel with people, a host of people, buy air, take their dogs, and of course, the other thing that they do is they fix the judge. Instead of spending more on the dog, they spend less on the dog. So you buy a cheaper dog at a cheaper price. Well, maybe 6-7 country champion, doesn't matter. Because in Europe, when you send a dog off on a van and it goes around for 2-3 weeks, and it becomes 3-4-5 country champion. Because these are dogs that are actually dressed up commercially for the market, and especially the Asian market, where people foolishly get influenced by the different country champions. Many of these countries will be much smaller than our bigger states, but that's how it is. So that is pure business. And with the syndicate, of course, a lot of bad judges, bad breeders, poor dogs have been coming to India, and many of them, most of them though are smuggled, but many of them do get the registration because of the syndicate. So this is a very unfortunate thing that has happened to the Indian dog world. But now that people have realized, we must get together and take the dog game forward. I wish all judges, please, when you, after a show, you scrutinize it and post-mortem what you have done, and think over the dogs, try to remember them, and just in your mind, whether you've done the correct thing. Because remember, when the dog comes in, you got to judge each of the dog according to the standard. It is not your opinion, it is the standard which is our constitution. Once you evaluate it according to the standard, then you compare it with the existing dogs. So a dog is 50% of the standard. This dog is 60% of the standard. It's just to explain things in a simple manner, I'm telling you. So once you've done that, then you know which are genetical hereditary faults that are communicated and may, the idea is these dogs are going to be bred. The winners, people will go for breeding and things like that. So you need to put up dogs that will be for the future breeding programs will be beneficial. This is just explaining in a nutshell, but there's a lot to it and you must study. So it is books, and see, the internet is full of lot of information, but most of the information is no good at all. It is only you got to be able to develop that mind to pick and select what is beneficial, what is correct and what is not correct. There is a lot of false information traveling around with easy access to YouTube and Facebook and so many other things. The short reels, people explain so many things. 20 years experience, 30 years experience means nothing. If you have not learned anything and you try to teach others, you're going to be only delivering which is wrong. So if you are the person who is at the receiving end, you must not consider what is wrong. You must pick and select. If there are, you have a choice. You go through, you see, you read, then you compare. Then finally you will definitely come to the truth. The whole thing is, you must have a mind that it should be open to take the truth. Maybe it is from your enemy, but take it. If it is good for you, take it. And when you go to the ground, you must consider, don't look at the leash, other end of the leash. Don't look at who is handling the dog. Don't look at who is the owner of the dog. Because if you can do that, it's good. The path is difficult. You will lose a lot of appointments, but after some time they'll all come back to you. People will say, you bring that judge, he was honest, he was correct. Because with so many bad judges around, the few good judges who want to become good judges will definitely outshine others. With this bit of advice, I will go on to other topics in my next episode, and especially the topic of where I have mentioned that we need to unite. So we will come up with something very shortly for everybody to be a part of it, and let us try and take the dog game forward. Bye bye and see you again. Please press the bell button for my next episode, intimation on my next episode, and also like and share it. Thank you and see you again soon.